This week, I try to take over the world. And then, the government is giving away free groping. Clearly, Obama is pandering to the accused priest crowd. I hear it's a growing demographic. Finally, call Mario, our government has a leak, and it's got a name, WikiLeaks. This is World Takeover. From World Domination Headquarters in Iowa City, this is Ryan Kopf, World Takeover. Welcome to the show. We've got a lot to talk about today and we're excited to be here. My name's Ryan Kopf and I'm your host, and I'm also not shy about telling you that I want to take over the world. But more on that later. This episode will be fairly brief as we try to cover a few of the segments you'll see on the show. Welcome. This is Ryan Kopf on the issues. This week, everyone is talking about WikiLeaks, a website that collects and publishes classified documents run by former Death Eater Lucius Malfoy. The website, which claims to have millions of yet unreleased documents, recently released 250,000 papers relating to diplomatic relations. This has sparked a fierce online information war between exposed governments and anonymous online free speech advocates. Officials in the US are actively trying to capture and prosecute the man known as the face of WikiLeaks, while elite hackers in China attempt to disable the website through technical means. WikiLeaks is not without its own supporters, however, as Anonymous has pledged to fight against any organization or government that opposes WikiLeaks. Though I don't know how a bunch of people standing in Guy Fawkes masks outside of America is going to help. The US has already managed to seize the wikileaks.org domain name and is actively pressuring companies not to host the WikiLeaks website. If only Anonymous had mouse working for them. Among the documents were several personal assessments of world leaders, one calling President Karzai of Afghanistan a paranoid and weak individual unfamiliar with the basics of nation building, and another calling the Chancellor of Germany rarely creative. But folks, this is scary. If we let the government decide what we can and can't see on the internet, we'll be living in China. I mean, sooner than if we just let China buy America. And when that happens, where am I going to get porn? Now, I completely support WikiLeaks' idea of free information, which is why I have released my last 250,000 sent text messages. Among them, you'll find one calling a former acquaintance a paranoid individual unfamiliar with the basics of showering. That's my stance on the issue. Next is if I ruled the world today. Folks, I've been hearing dozens of my friends on Facebook and Twitter complain about the TSA's new backscatter machine, which allows you to take naked X-ray pictures of people with their clothes on. If I ruled the world today, that would probably be my one superpower. There is an option to opt out, however, which requires passengers to instead submit to what the TSA is calling an enhanced pat-down. Our very own Nikki is here to give a demonstration.
Thanks, Ryan. The TSA is calling their new pat-down procedure completely within legal boundaries, but legal advocates have repeatedly called them violations of our Fourth Amendment. The new pat-down requires a TSA agent, usually a big sweaty guy nicknamed Bubba, to touch your most sensitive areas to ensure you are not hiding knives or explosives. The new pat-downs start like a normal pat-down does. Then it requires the TSA agent to check the more sensitive areas like the breast and pay special attention to the inner thigh. Many people are concerned, however, that this is an unreasonable search and are avoiding flying until the rules are changed. Back to you, Ryan.
Thanks, Nikki. And the next time you hear someone talk about Michael Jackson's behavior around children, you can say he was just giving them an enhanced hug and maybe checking them for explosives. Now, I don't agree with Ron Paul on everything, anything, but last month he brought up a great point.
We have to realize that the real problem is that the American people have been too submissive.
Yes, the American people are being too submissive. Take a stand, join my henchman army, and we can prevent incompetent people from running our government. Go to ryankopf.com, join my henchman army, and together we shall rule the world.